Hi everyone! So as promised I am going to do a cage cleaning video for you, just showing you how I clean the cage and tell you a bit about what I use to line both sections of it. I'm going to start first with the hay area, and I have to clean this every day, otherwise the build-up of pee and dirt would be just too unhygienic and there would be too much messed on hay for my liking. And just how dirty it gets in one day shows how much they use this area as a toilet, which is one of the things it is intended for. Firstly, I'm going to take off this top level and then remove the hideys and the hay racks from under there, and then flip this supporting grid up, and then I'm ready to get in there and change it, so I'll just do that quickly. So as you can see, and as I've said before, I line this section with newspaper. I actually usually clean it out later in the day. I like to get the daylight for my videos, so this is earlier and you can see how much, how dirty it is. It's all saturated with wee down there, and especially this corner. They just love to go everywhere there, so that's why it needs changing every day. It only takes me about 5 minutes or so to do, so it's not that bad at all. So what I do is I just peel back the newspaper, then bag it, sweep any poos up, spray it with, this is the one I've got at the moment, you can see it was £4.50. I usually buy these disinfectant kind of things because I just, even though they cost more money than a vinegar solution, I just haven't got around to doing one of them yet, so they just work for me anyway. So I'm going to spray it with that, then wipe it down with just your normal toilet roll. Sprites come into it, the tunnels are meant to block them but they don't really work. And then lay down some new newspaper. Really give it a thorough wipe down, because as you can see the pee does stain the coroplast or the corex on the bottom of the cage, so it does help to prevent this being as bad if you make sure you really try and wipe everything off with the cleaning stuff on it. It's a bit of a stretch to get to the corner, but there we go, it's all wiped down, and now I'm just going to put the new newspaper layer down. So there's the newspaper down, so it's all nice and clean for them to start messing up as they do straight away. So now I can put the hideys back in. There you can see they've got all the hay in. I just managed to coat Sprite in it. You don't mind though, do you? Now moving on to this section of the cage, I don't bother taking the guinea pigs out, I just kind of do this section whilst they're in there eating all their nice hay. So for this, first I take out everything and start making a pile of stuff that needs to go in the washing machine. So everything comes out except for the kebab over there. And I treat the vet bed and the fleece equally. I just need to give them a good shake off to get all the poops off, and then before I put them in the washing machine I also shake them outside, which helps kind of get any hay or hair that might be stuck to them. So underneath the fleece and the vet bed I have these old towels which I just shake off in the cage, and then they're ready to go straight in the washing machine. And then I treat this side of the cage exactly the same as the other. I just sweep up, spray the cleaning fluid in the hot spots because they don't really pee in the majority of it. Sorry, the pigs are just scuffling around. So yes, I'll just wind it on whilst I do that. So there we go, it's all clean and it doesn't stain like the other side because they don't pee enough in this area for it to do that and soak right through to kind of collect on the bottom of the cage. So now I'm ready to line the cage, and as you can see before I used, excuse all the mess that's everywhere, I used towels and fleece and vet bed because the fleece doesn't reach all the way across, so I like to use the vet bed anyway. And I alternate between using towels and then using my large fleece with the mattress protector which I've got, which was a large double mattress protector from IKEA, and it only cost me £4, so I like to use that because then I don't have to use multiple towels. It can get a bit fiddly with putting the fleece down because I fold it under the mattress protector, but that's the best way I've found to stop the fleece bunching up and being annoying when you're sweeping it, doing spot cleans and stuff like that. So I'll wind this on as well for you just so you can get the idea of what I do. So there we go, sorry the camera kind of fell. The last thing I did was to kind of flip it all round so that the built up areas where it's folded over are at this end, because this is where they tend to make most of their mess. So I just realised the large fleece actually still hasn't been washed since last time. It's still on my kitchen floor in a bag, so I'm going to use 2 of their other fleeces. Piggies are fine, they're generally well behaved and just stay in here and don't bother me whilst I'm changing this area. I said that, and now look at them. Oh dear. Now I'm going to do exactly the same as I did, but at the other end for the other fleece. So now's the best bit, it's ready to choose what I want to put in it. But before I do that, I'm going to do the top level. The top level is just here on my floor, and I could change it back to a hayloft, but I'm actually going to keep it how it is because they haven't really messed on this fleece at all. I don't bother putting towels under here, just the fleece folded up. But this does need washing, unfortunately, so I'm going to put that in the pile, the huge pile now. So I'm just going to give it a quick spot clean and then put it in the cage. So there we go, that's back in the cage. Sprite is just coming up to check it out. It's no different than it was before, except my hide hook's gone. I'm gonna come say hello. Piggy. No, you're just having a sniff. Oh, there we go, hello. So now I'm going to choose things to fill up the cage. I won't be able to put in the pads at the moment because they obviously need washing first. I really like watching them explore the cage once I've put all the stuff in. She's doing that thing again, popcorning and rumbling at the same time. Just need something up there, which I'll probably wait till one of their other beds is washed to do that. Are you looking? You want your water back? These beds are kind of a bit splayed now, and that's just because they've got really thin wadding in compared to the ones oh, what's that? Compared to the ones I sell. What have you done? Hello. Wow, Annie, I've only ever seen you having a wash like twice. Oh. If you watch your own piggies, you might see some of the dominance things that I spoke about in my dominance video when you change the cage, because they like to need to go around and put their scent on things and tell other piggies, no, this is mine, and stuff like that. Whenever I put a bed like a cuddle cup underneath the ramp, all 3 piggies really like it, I think because it's sheltered by the ramp, and they always like to go in there and relax. So the next thing is just to clean out this food bowl. Doesn't really look that dirty, but it's got all bits stuck to the edge and things, and clean out the water bottles, so I'll do that. Annie's waiting patiently for them, so I'll do that now. So that's the bowl all nice and clean, and the water bottles cleaned out, and new water put in them as well. So we'll just pop them in. This is a good tip. If you lose your water thing, you can make one yourself out of cable ties by just, I've got 3 here that I threaded through and then cut the ends off, and it actually probably works better than this because this can be a bit tight. Now I'm going to put their pellets in. This is where I keep them, in one of these airtight containers to keep them fresh. Oh, there's a load of squeaking. Piggy! And there's Sprite coming out for a look. So that is the cage cleaning all complete, except for the washing and stuff that needs doing. This is how much waste they produce a day. I have a carrier bag every single day that comes out of the hay area. So on a day-to-day basis, that's what I clean out, and I also change the water bottles obviously and fill up the food. Put any new hay in later if they've peed on it all or eaten it all. And then I also spot clean this area as well, just with my dustpan and brush, to get any poops off. But generally there's never many for me to sweep up because they're quite good at keeping it contained in that one area. And I know it might sound like they spend all their time in there and don't come out in the rest of the cage, but they definitely do. They like to come in here to relax in the beds, and when they're having one of their hyper moments they'll run around and go through the tunnels, and yeah, that's quite entertaining to watch. Sometimes I just shake a carrier bag around feeding time and that gets them all hyper, and helps them get some exercise as well because they're very lazy. Oh, and another thing is that generally I have to change the fleece and everything like I just showed you about once a week at the most, and probably on average about once every 10 days. So I really don't have to do it that much, but maybe if I'm leaving it longer, sometimes I will leave it for 2 weeks, but generally within 2 weeks I will have changed the pads and given them a wash. I'm also thinking of making quite a large pad to go here, which incorporates both water bottles and the food bowl to kind of catch the dribble and stuff, because that gets on the fleece and it doesn't look very nice. So anyway, any questions about cage cleaning, anything that I might have missed out, please ask me below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learnt about how I maintain and clean the guinea pig's cage. So thank you for watching, and that's all for this video, so goodbye!